What's good, everybody? Welcome to Photono Productions. I'm your host Jackson Indongo, and in today's video I'm gonna be showing you how to composite in Photoshop. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is because I'm no Benny Productions. However, I am starting out like you, and I just want to share so far what I have and how I'm getting as much successful composites. So this is some of my work. I'm just going to display it here as I talk, that I've done over the last year, and I love my pieces because they're original to me. I want you guys to follow along, but I hope in following along you can learn and put yourself up for success to create your own composites. Before, what I used to do is I would watch composites from other people and just follow along and then post it as if it was my work. But what I tended to find was I was not putting much effort in learning, but rather I was using other people's ideas. But then I was like, I broke out from that and found what works for me. And in doing so, I found that I'm learning so much in trying to composite my own pieces, because it's difficult. But in it being difficult, you figure out stuff. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into this, and I'm gonna show you how to composite in Photoshop and just create your own pieces. I will leave down in the description the files, and you guys, if you want to follow along, you can. So here we are in Photoshop. Okay, let me just make sure it's recording. Okay, here we are in Photoshop. So we're gonna create new file, and then it really doesn't matter which one you pick, to be honest. You can do 1080 by 1080, 1280 by 1280, and then create. So once you create this, you want to press C. The reason why it's already on C is because I'm on the crop tool. I can click the brush tool. Okay, but press C. What C does, it brings aspect ratio. Right click. Once you right click, come to 4:5. 4:5 is the Instagram ratio. This maximizes the whole picture frame on Instagram, so you don't have to crop anything. So this is it. And then we're gonna go in my file, and I'm gonna draw the picture that I want to composite. So with this picture, we're gonna try and achieve this. Okay, this is what we're trying to achieve right now, placing a ghost right behind that window. So okay, we're not gonna change anything, we're not gonna color grade, we're not gonna do nothing. And then what you wanna do is just maximize as much of the space as you can. So something like that should be decent. Okay, so something like that. That works for me. Boom. And then press OK. Now what you want to do is you are going to come to your right hand side. You have all your tools here. Left hand side, you have all your tools here. Come to the one that says, if it's on lasso tool, that's okay. Click on the lasso tool, press hold on lasso, and then the poly lasso tool will come up, or press L. Okay, twice, and then you get the poly lasso tool. So what we're going to do is with the poly lasso tool, we're just trying to erase everything in the window. So everything here has to go. So I usually like using the poly lasso tool because it's just easy to cut. Or you could use a paintbrush. There's different ways to cut. I just like the poly because it's awesome, it's quicker, and it just gives me the best results than using the pen tool. The pen tool is great too, because there's experts who use a pen tool. I just suck at using the pen tool. So we're gonna try and follow as much shape. Okay, try and stay in the borders so that we don't have any green. And then we are going to follow something like that. And then we're gonna go all the way up, and then we're gonna come all the way here, and then here. Okay, now it's gonna try and process. There you go. So now we have that cut out. All you have to do now is press the eraser tool, or press E for the eraser tool, and then we are going to create a layer mask, and then we're gonna press Ctrl I, and voila, it's gone. It's gone. So there you go. So we've cut that out. Now that we have cut that out, we are going to let me see, I think I messed up. Yes, I did. Okay, so we need to cut more of this because I really messed up, but that's okay. So press your poly lasso tool, and then we are going to just remove this unnecessary line right here, right there. Okay, So we're gonna follow along that line and we're gonna try and erase as much of it as we can, something up to there, and then we're gonna go up, and then there you go. Now we're gonna take your eraser tool and just erase everything in there. Opacity 100. There you go. So now we've erased everything. We're gonna go back to the poly lasso tool, right click and deselect. So there we go. So we have something decent of a window right there. The next thing we're gonna do is Control J, okay, and we are going to actually, before we press Control J, we are going to press Control Shift Alt E. Control Shift Alt E. Then you create a whole new layer, and then you're gonna press Control J on that layer, and then you're gonna press, and then we're gonna go into there we go, rectangular, and then we are just going to copy and paste this right there. I'm gonna copy paste that. Boom. And then all you have to do, guys, is create a layer mask. Boom. So what that does is it erases everything but that little box that we selected. So what that means is when we press Ctrl T and we move up the whole picture, guess what? Only this part. There you go. Awesome. Now all we have to do is try and match the wall. In order to match the wall, we are going to press, one second, we're gonna press Control and we are going to distort. So once we distort that, we are going to just try and match the wall as much as we can. I think that should be decent of a wall, honestly. Doesn't really matter. Just try and match as best as you can. I think something like that. Maybe straight enough. Something like that. Okay, that's fine. There you go. So that's kind of a wibbly wall, but it looks decent enough. And then we are going to get the eraser tool and just try and blend as much as we can. We're gonna reduce the opacity to like 29 or whatever opacity works, and just try and blend as much of it as you can. So now we know where the line is. Let's just try and blend as much of it as we can. Okay. So it doesn't even matter that there's a line here. Honestly, it just looks like it's dirt. Like here, okay? So that's okay. Like here on the wall as well. So then we are going to press on the clone tool. And then you Alt, sample this part, and then just clone. But in order for it to work, we have to do current and below. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a new layer, and we're gonna make sure it's on current and below. We're gonna sample this part, and then we're gonna erase that. Sample this part, we're gonna erase that, and then we're gonna sample this part, and we are going to erase a lot of stuff. There you go. We're gonna sample that, and we're gonna try and erase a lot of it as much as possible. Okay, we're gonna try and erase as much of it as possible. All right, so again, it looks like dirt. Won't really matter. If you want to clean it up, you could, but I will not, because it just looks like a dirty wall to me. And for the sake of the tutorial, I don't want the video to be any longer than it should be. And then we are going to erase again. So we're just gonna try and blend as much of it as we can. And then we're gonna go to the clone stamp tool. We're gonna try and clone that, and just make sure it fits. Try and erase that line as much as we can. All right, something like that. Okay, now all you have to do now is just go to all the layers at the bottom, okay, and then press Ctrl Shift Alt E, so it becomes one whole layer. This is one whole layer, guys. Now all you have to do is just, again, I could have made this easier on myself, but I'm choosing not to make it easier on myself, which is fine, honestly. We're gonna come back on this. So lasso tool, that's what we want. And then we're just gonna erase the window again. I know, I already did this. I should have been smarter, but that's okay. I was not smart. And here we are erasing the same thing again. So we're gonna try, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do a quick select tool, because then we can just erase the parts we do not want. There we go. See, that works. Quick select tool is the way to go. Saved my time. And then we are going to create a layer mask. So now this is actually empty. Now all you have to do is we are gonna go into our Photoshop pictures and we're gonna find a ghost. We are gonna find a ghost and we are gonna dump him in. Here's our ghost. We are gonna put him at the bottom. And what's going on? Where is my ghost? What is going on? Oh. Control I. All right, there you go. So that is my ghost. Control I, because it had to be black out there. Okay, so then now that my ghost is here, we're gonna press Control T, and we are going to make him big. We have a very big ghost. And then we're gonna remove on the ghost. What you want to do is press Control T, and then you want to remove this magnet so we can make him kind of like those long looking aliens, something like that. Gives us more freedom, and we're gonna make him a little bit long, and then we're gonna take him at the bottom, something like that. That is awesome. Okay, now that we have done that, all we have to do now, ladies and gents, is add some curves to this top layer. So add some curves, and we are going to create a clipping mask. Then when we come on our curves, we are going to pull it up. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, and then we are gonna go in RGB, go to red, and we are going to push it down. Push down your reds so it turns green. On your green, we are going to pull up the greens just a little tad bit. Just a tad bit, not too much. And then the blues, we are gonna pull the blues up. Okay, so it looks like it's a little bit cold. Actually, no, let's pull them down just a little bit. All right, now that we have that, so we've gone from this to this. Great. Okay, now that we've gone from this to this, that is great. Maybe, you know what, let me just remove the clipping mask. There you go. So now we have this whole picture here. It's looking like that. Okay, so that everything blends. And then what you're gonna do is we are going to click on Shift, go all the way up the bottom, Control Shift Alt E, and then actually no, we are going to click on this. Let's go to Camera Raw Filter, so we can just remove all the shadows and all this unnecessary stuff. So right here at the top, we are going to remove, add some exposure, remove contrast, reduce the highlights, remove shadows, increase the whites, add some blacks. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, guys. We went from that to that. Boom. It's looking amazing already. Come on. Okay. And then all you have to do now, honestly, all you have to do at this point, because again, this is what I meant by setting yourself up for success, because the lighting was already hitting when I shot it. So a lot of the highlights have already been dealt for. So all I have to do now is just do my final touches, like bring your levels. Okay, bring your levels down, increase that, bring it down a little bit, add some character, and then we are going to bring our curves again, and now let's color correct it. So we're gonna do blue. Okay, we are gonna take blue up, a little bit up like that. We are gonna take our greens down like that. See if we can try to see which looks better. Maybe something like that. And then we're gonna go to our reds and bring our reds down, something like that. Yeah, I think I like that, something like that. So there you have it. So we went from this to this, and I like how this looks. So that is how I just created this composite. It kind of looks real to me, right? Everything blends, but this is what I meant by setting yourself up for success. When I removed the layers, I showed it at the window already, right? So I already had my lighting already coming in, so everything has been set up for success. So even if I remove this, a lot of the lighting highlights have been made already. So this is just like an intro version. I mean, you could go as crazy as you want with this, but again, all this stuff has already been made for me. So I think this is a pretty decent composite, and all you have to do now is just press file, and then you are going to save copy as, and then JPEG, and save it in your edits. And this is how you create the composite. I hope you found this video helpful, guys. This is how I've been creating my composites, just setting myself up, taking a picture, having an idea before I create something, and being like, okay, so I just need the window, and then I set myself up where there's light coming in so that I don't have to play too much with the highlights. And then again, if I put in so much effort and time in this, it will look super clean. But this is what I have right now, and this is how I'm getting into the compositing world, NFTs, by setting myself up for success. If you have any questions, or you want to learn something from this, or if you have literal any question, hit your boy up, and I'm willing to help. I hope you found this video helpful. Sorry I keep repeating myself, but that's because I really hope you found this video helpful. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram at Productions, because I post a lot of my work there. I'm gonna start this series, and I do hope to get better at it. This is the first time shooting a Photoshop video, hence why I am nervous right now, and I keep repeating myself. Without further ado, guys, I hope you do have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.